Hello everybody. So today I saw a video where Stephen Miller, part of the President Trump's cabinet, was being interviewed on CNN by some talking head lady, and it was interesting because she's obviously, if you know CNN, they're garbage news, and they we're trying to set up Stephen Miller, and Stephen Miller was not having it. Obviously the whole conversation was based on DOGE and what it's found. And interesting enough, the whole premise of the interview had nothing to do with the findings of DOGE or the money that they've discovered that has been fraudulently spent, misspent, misappropriated, all these different things. She was basically trying to get him in a gotcha and say, oh, well, are they going to check Social Security numbers? Oh, are they going to, go into people's bank accounts and this sort of thing? And he was making the argument, well, if you think about it, DOGE is a federal agency, so you're basically talking about federal employees. The IRS can go into your finances, into your bank accounts, and do this sort of thing. There are other departments in the VA and that sort of thing. They can know things about you. So, federal government already has access to all these things, but they're trying to kind of do like a gotcha. And he wasn't having it. He was like, he was getting, very loud, and she was trying to remain fake calm. But the point that he was making is like, why are we not celebrating the fact that we're discovering all this fraud that has been perpetrated upon the American taxpayer for who knows how long? And instead of celebrating it, you are over here trying to act like, we're doing something that is against the American people. They brought up the fact about, that they had to lay off 30% of the federal workforce. And, but honestly, I'm neither here nor there on that, but I understand the fact that they need to cut the government, streamline it, and they didn't get rid of any essential positions. A lot of these people that they got rid of were through attrition. They're getting rid of them through buyouts. They're getting rid of them through getting rid of probationary positions and that sort of thing. But it's just I just can't stand these people, and they were trying to say, well, what if some of these people, some of these migrants, got child tax credits? And he's like, so you mean you're talking about illegals that may have illegal Social Security numbers and illegal IDs that are in here in the United States illegally? Of course they're going to be prosecuted. They're going to be prosecuted, and they're going to be, she's like, oh, so can they be deported? And he's like, well, yeah, they could possibly be deported, or they can have to pay fines or whatever. Basically, the whole point here is then that it was missed upon this woman for whatever reason. She was just being so obstinate, is that they're doing illegal things, and they have to pay a consequence for that. All right, you can't come into this country illegally, steal Social Security numbers, steal IDs, okay, which is called identity theft. If you ever experience that, it's awful. Okay, I've heard horror stories, and I've had a little identity theft problem years ago with myself, so I know what a headache that is to deal with, especially when people are doing things under your name, and you're like, what is going on here? I had nothing to do with this, and then you have to try to convince these people that you're telling the truth when someone stole your identity. But I'm done with these people. I'm done with their, constant trying to, pull at the heartstrings and that sort of thing. When I'm concerned about the American people and veterans and people that are on Medicare and Social Security, and people, I grew up in a low-income poverty home, basically, and I've had to work my way, but even so, it's not been an easy climb. And there are still people in that instant. Can you imagine all these trillions of dollars in waste and fraud? Could we have had more affordable health care? Can we have had better housing being built? Can we have had more businesses being created because people have more disposable income and they can hire more people, and people can get to work and buy their homes, and another thing is people don't realize is all this wasteful spending has increased interest rates, and that affects everybody, especially the lower income people, because they usually don't have the funds to put out 20, 30, 40% in order to buy a home. Okay, it makes it very difficult for them. So don't come at me with this, but you got to feel bad for no. Sometimes when you're making omelets, you're going to break a few eggs, okay? And that's just the way it is, unfortunately. And there are going to be some people that are hurt by this, but you got to root this out. You got to clean out the cancer. You got to cut out the area. And sometimes you're going to pull away some good flesh, but you got to do it, or else you're not going to be able to cure the problem. And so I wish everyone well. Thank you for listening to this video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and leave a like and a comment on the video as well. I appreciate it, and I thank you all very much for listening. You have a wonderful day, and I think things are going to get better. We just got to give it some time. All right. Bye-bye.